Whenever you're ready, you can ask questions.
Okay. I'd just like to describe my experience with our CLT. It's become a big issue that students have access to online labs. However, they have to provide a way to integrate with our LMS. This can be a difficult transition, certainly for instructors who don't know how to manipulate such things to make it easier for students. I ran into a recent problem with that this semester, and I called upon CLT to help me with that, and they provided immediate service. They got they got a hold of the vendor. They got in touch with the vendor of my lab software, and by about a week into the project, they had everything functioning perfectly. And what surprises me the most, to be honest with you, is that it has remained functional completely with little to no problems at all with the integration. This integration saves so much time for myself, obviously, but students as well. Students no longer have to provide an activation code that you typically purchase as part of the book bundle for your online lab access. Instead of having to log in individually for these labs, now we have a link that you follow through our LMS. You're automatically logged in, and it seems to be a great step towards the single sign-on that all of us want. We all have too many usernames and passwords to remember for various different sites. What the CLT has provided me through our vendor of the original software is a way for students to connect to their labs without being prompted for any more authentication. They simply go to our LMS. I have a link for the labs posted through there that CLT constructed. All the student has to do is click on the lab and the link to those labs. They're in there, they're practicing their labs with no headaches. Having done this previously without the assistance of CLT, I will never again attempt that on my own. We've obviously got experts in that field not too far away that can help me with it. They've proven that. They've proven that they are there when they are needed by you, and that they will provide the level of customer service that all of us appreciate from in all walks of life in all of our endeavors. And I truly appreciate their help.
Man, that was awesome.
Very, very good.
This semester, for the first time, I attempted to work with a vendor to provide labs to students. I had never previously worked with this vendor. I did not know before ordering the lab software that we could integrate with D2L. I, of course, have no idea how to do this. Gotcha.
We're not going to say D2L.
Oh, gosh. Sorry. Have it. Every day I say that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, and
that was a bad one anyway. I was self-conscious. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't, I would just say you had some challenges getting into your lab.
Yeah.
And that the LMS people, your administrators.
Yes. More like the first rather than off script completely. Yeah.
okay, we're still rolling.
But you're good.
Okay. This semester, for the first time, I tried to integrate our labs through our LMS. Our lab software is offered by a third-party vendor, and they tried to provide me with instructions on how to do this. Of course, I was out of my league. So I immediately contacted our CLT team. They were happy to provide almost immediate help. I simply had to place a request, and around a week or so later, the complete setup was done and functional, and has remained functional since, with very little problems, if at all. I was happy to work with our team, and I had no idea those resources were available to the extent they are. I knew that CLT was there and was happy to provide help. I just didn't know how much help they could provide. They've actually provided our students with a single sign-on option. They simply log into our LMS, and instead of, as in past semesters, having to go to some different website, log in again, try to remember different passwords as we all have to, it was very simply integrated into our LMS system to where they log into the class once, and then they have a link that they follow, get right into the labs without even being prompted for authentication. I thought this was amazing. I plan on continuing to use their services in the future because it's made all of our lives so much easier. The single sign-on is a holy grail that we seem to strive for across all platforms, from our phone to our email to our work computers, etc. I was amazed to see this in action, and I remain happy with the services of CLT and will continue to call on them anytime I need help.
Okay, perfect. And Roger, you can Go any, and your focus is on Roger.
Tim.
Or, I'm sorry, Tim. I'm Tim too.
Tim.
This Tim.
That Tim. Your focus is on Tim. Hi, I'm Connie Zarnecki. I'm the director of the surgical technology programs at Laramie County Community College. And I came here from Chicago to run these programs. It had been inactive for a year, and my charge was to make the program into a hybrid program, which meant taking it from a face-to-face program to a partially online, partially face-to-face program. I came with very little experience in bringing the program online and online education, so I had to really depend on the Center for Learning Technologies to help me bring the program up to speed. There was absolutely no curriculum to put online at the time, and with the help of all of the people in the department, I was able to get a program up and running within 2 months, and enough to be able to service the students and get the program going on a weekly basis at first. Now it's becoming easier. I've added another program, the Central Sterile Processing Program, and we've put that in as a hybrid program also, so that we can service more students across the state. Our surgical technology program is the only surgical technology program in Wyoming. So in order to service our Wyomingites the best we can from the college, we have been able to offer the theory online, and the students only have to come into the lab 1 day a week. Everybody's been pretty pleased with it, and we hope it continues and continues to grow. As it grows, I am going to reach out more and more to see the CLT team so that I can become more interactive online with students. That's one thing the program is lacking right now, but one step at a time, we're bringing it to the point where it should be, and becoming more interactive online and reaching out to more people. My alternate delivery program is a national program for on-the-job trained surgical technology people, and they have been reaching out to me for an online program, and once again, with the help of the folks in the department, we're able to service them also. It's good.
And okay, we're good to go. Whenever you're ready, Tim.
Hi, I'm Connie Zarnecki. I'm the director of the Surgical Technologies program at Laramie County Community College, and I have had the pleasure of working with the Center for Learning Technologies department to create a hybrid program, which is part online and part face-to-face program for our surgical technology students. In the development, I've had to use their services to learn the learning management system, to bring the curriculum online. I've had to use them for information on how to bring discussions into my programs, and to create a friendly environment for the students to get to know how the program is set up and have continuity between the courses. The folks at CLT have been wonderfully supportive, and always willing to help, always available. The learning management system is sometimes difficult for newcomers to use, students and faculty, and I've been able to depend on them to help me out in a pinch.
Great. Sorry, I shouldn't have said great so quickly.
That was really good.
Yeah.
actually interacting in with the touchscreen monitor itself. And so here's a couple of different things that I could do if I do my pen, and I can do this. Well, let's just do yellow. Close it down.
See, this is what they have in the flex text.
And I could,
field.
yeah, and I could do things like that, and then let's say if I wanna get
Have a
rid of it,
collaborative
then of
meeting.
course, you know, I just get rid of it, and it just gets rid of what's there, because as you can see, this piece behind is on the actual, tool of UJA itself, and so we get rid of the overlay, and now we're in the UJA device, and if I wanted to, then I could come in here and I could actually type text in here, and this is the device that we're using for, web conferencing, and having that synchronous and asynchronous interactivity with students, so our lecture capture and having our office hours, our online office hours and things like that. So that's a very interesting little tidbit of stuff that we use here. If they want to, they can do meetings. Hello.
Wait a minute, Rebecca, could you go back to
Yeah.
that last piece? So, when you're talking about the web conferencing
Uh-huh.
piece then, is that is that like the Skype piece? The Skype
This
piece?
is UJA. So
This is
Skype
But I
is-
mean, is it like?
It's similar to that, except that this is much more dynamic. So this is actually can be housed in D2L. This is the one that we did the training on for you guys.
Okay.
So this is the one that can be housed in D2L. The faculty members and the students, all they do is log into D2L. The link is in D2L, they go straight into it. There's no outside pieces, whereas Skype is everything outside.
But it is face to face, not face to face.
It could be face-to-face, or it could be asynchronous. You could do.
That was the piece
You
I
could
was
do
after.
either piece. And so like even within the UJA itself, if we wanted to, if you wanted to share a document with folks, then this is where I can upload a document, and then whoever is in the conference with me can see the document at the same time. I can use these buttons to annotate and add information to it. And then once it's done, I would click save. That document is saved into a PDF form with all our annotations in here, and I can send it out to everybody afterwards.
So that's what we're
That's
talking about. this
You
stuff.
could also add in,
Is doing this kind of stuff.
you could also share a video with folks. And so at the same time, when I'm talking to folks, if I have a document and say I want to share something that I found very quickly on YouTube, I can put that in there. They could see it while it's right there. And we could talk about it through either chat or via text, or via, actual voice conversation. So the chat does record. Does it save? I forget that portion.
I do not believe so.
I don't think the chat saves, okay, but that was a piece that we were looking into, so maybe that becomes a piece later, that if somebody wants to have it, say you're having office hours and you needed to keep it maybe for your records, maybe that would be a possibility, but that's something that we'll have
Come on in.
to look at.
So not to maybe derail you,
Yes,
so how do you set this up in D2L? I don't mean that entirely.
Sure.
Are you going to the account button and just doing, I talked with Brandon one
Yeah.
day, or are you using the virtual video classroom or whatever it is?
Brandon?
Brandon's only told me this like.
No, you can do it a couple of different ways, but this is again is us moving towards that, trying to move towards that single piece, sign-on piece where when somebody's in class, they're in class and they're not having to go to multiple, tools
Platforms.
outside of, platforms outside, right, exactly. So one of the ways, while he's bringing it up, one of the ways that you can do D2L is, it is an actual LTI, which is an integrated piece in D2L that allows it to, be embedded into the course, into the modules that you set up. The students and yourself have the option of viewing whatever's going on in the course, but if you want to, you could go to the tool outside, and so say you wanted to look through some of your other items and things like that, and not have to go
Through D2L.
through D2L and look at another course.
You can just log into UJA.
Correct. So Brandon's gonna log in here and just then show you real quickly how you can add it in as a piece
I haven't unpacked
in a while.
since I was in grade school.
So, and again, this is the newest tool, and we've had it full-time. We implemented it in spring, wasn't it, Laura?
Yes.
Yes, okay. Again, this is a separate tool, though. This piece here is this, this,
Don't mess with NYE typing.
okay. Oh, I got you. Is that, I didn't realize it was, so the projection, the screen is expanded rather than separate screens. That's the way we set it up today. So if they were separate screens, I could work on that screen and it would be different. This right here was
these were purchased by the school and they're being installed, and I don't know what rooms that they're being installed in, but it
One's
works.
in Jay's lab, and then the other ones are in Glenn's lab. They have portable ones, actually.
Okay, it works differently than Smartboard, because Smartboard you had to have a separate software, it downloaded things with different file formats. This
Yeah, they have
literally is
projectors.
like a giant touch screen.
Notice the projectors are gone.
Yeah, hold on, because that's what it is. So just think of your monitor bigger. Go ahead, Randy.
So you, John, if you go in through D12,
Yep, yep. I'm just curious which way.
you can just click on it. That's the easiest way. That's the easiest way for students to get in a lot of the time. It'll take you right in, and this is what it looks like, no matter if you log in or if you click the little button.
Right.
So what we have running over here is like the web meeting portion of things. But over here, you can see, it's not like, here we go. So you can see a couple different things. So the video classroom is the meeting tool that we have.
Right.
Please.
Capture a webcast, you can do a webcast with that meeting type of software. Or you can actually use the software capture station, which is software that's on any podium throughout campus, should be on all of them. And so what piece specifically are you interested in?
Well, you answered my question. That one day I was talking to you, we were talking about creating office hours, online office hours, and you were showing me video classroom versus going in through the account and just doing where they knock to come in.
Yep. There's a couple different ways you can do that, like you were talking about, if you have like office hours here.
Please enter to win our drawing.
And the other one is just to open all the time.
Why not?
Yeah, I just was curious which way you.
So we're demonstrating UGA right now. It's built into desired learner.
I know I like structure, so make sure you do.
Yeah, that has structure. It's solid.
You might want to borrow our jump to conclusions. So this is from the movie Office Space.
Oh.
Yeah.
Which we're streaming up here.
We're streaming it, but yeah, so if you have a trouble, making a decision, you can just jump to a different conclusion.
We use this in meetings.
Absolutely.
Wouldn't that be fabulous?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Come on in. Come on in. Did you put
I
your name
did.
in? I did. Wonderful.
She did.
So, Brayden has I thought maybe that we also have.
No.
That's okay.
We're filming this, we're gonna shoot this.
Can I just go to the orientation on that?
Perfect, okay, well, if you wanna play with.
We're only gonna use maybe
That
5%.
is great to play with.
Make sure it's 5 or 10
Play
seconds
with
that I'm not in it.
Or
Or I'm gonna be angry.
We don't know anything about the. Yeah, we're not.
I'm serious.
So, this is what you see on your desk if you chat. They make the decision.
I'm sorry, I can't go to that thing, that thing.
It's complicated, but,
I said it's
We can,
because we know it's all.
firebomb your building so we can look at it. Like they did in the movie.
Hey, just by the way, is there a computer lab that's like that first?
We don't really have to jump every week.
I never saw one.
I did. Come on in. We're having a drawing, please fill it
Come on
out.
in. Please enter in for the drawing. We're giving away prizes. Big prize obviously is the welcome tablet. And we are demonstrating different types of technology tools that we use.
And this is
and talking with you about what we can do if you want to use any of it. So, yeah.
Yes.
And then
There's
those
no
two
what.
screens up there are actually some of the newest if you want to play with them, we've got a couple of tools and devices going on up there, but if you want to play with them,
Maybe they just can't
like a
put
big monitor.
computers in there yet.
So, yeah.
Oh, no, please put
Absolutely,
this
come
one
on.
on the computer, on the printer.
Paper jam when there is no paper jam.
Oh, this is gross.
Why did you stop work? We didn't work that.
This is Google Earth.
Yeah, it's fish nuts. Yeah.
It has an overlay button here.
Oh, this is an Amy move report. This goes on Amy's
Then it'll be
test.
like, hey, this is where this is, this is where we are.
Did it say extravaganza?
You know, rather than take a read a map.
That is an Amy move.
And then if you wanted to talk about.
Oh, no, this is nice. We've got to say the state.
Yeah.
Wait.
Oh,
Yeah.
I do have some.
It doesn't matter.
You don't have a red
Relates to
swing
the
on it.
printer.
That's true.
You know, the areas
They take the
that
printer out in
are
the
most
field and beat the
concentrated
crap
maybe
out of
with
it.
I think it might
single
work.
living
I think
facilities,
it's
you know,
just
so
mainly
people can come up and say, oh, I could never.
Did you put that in the
Talk about
Come on in.
in that respect. Then we also have.
As a hybrid type or totally online?
Citrus infused. Any questions?
We have huge.
By 52 minutes in an hour. Was it really a long stuff? Hundreds of minutes.
So I think the piece that we have to talk about.
Obviously, like fruits and stuff.
I'm actually in a conversation with
certain
computer
fruits
over there.
They aren't citrusy like you could have bananas.
Video that is like,
What if I have fruit in the office?
you could upload it if you wanted to, you can upload a picture. If you wanted to look at their screen, you could actually just share your screen.
It's like an orange or
If we had a camera.
How much does that cost?
So, and then if you decide to go to see it all the way down to your keyboard. And so then that way you're sharing things with
So if we.
when you have a document up here, maybe you're discussing it, you can annotate it while you're in the document. So if I want to get in here and I want to say, and put whatever I want to do, once we're done, you hit save, and this gets compressed into a single document with all the annotations on it, and you send it out to the students so that they have not only maybe the notes that they've taken or any other documents you like that, but this annotated document that you share with them at the same time, so that maybe helps trigger their memory on things that they've discussed. So that's that. And the cool thing about this screen here is I can go back to the overlay, and if I write on it here, if I try to erase what's there, it won't, because it's actually behind. So that's going to stay captured for the students. So just some of the tools that LCCC is purchasing and putting in place, and we're trying to get, you know, everybody familiar with seeing what's out there, what's available when it comes to physical tools and virtual tools. So, any questions or anything in particular that you want to do your class? Yes. Hey, James Miller.
Yes.
Come on up.
You talk, I'll go get the stuff.
All right.
Here we go. She's doing stuff.
How do you know break the writing?
Hi, Shane.
Hello.
Do you get a break to grab stand?
Yeah. I think Jim will let me.
Oh, yeah. Your hand.
Oh, wait. All right.
It can only get
Hello,
better,
everybody.
right?
Can I have your attention?
Okay, here we go.
This is our first ever Golden Egg Award, and I'm gonna let James introduce Amy to you and talk about her.
All right.
Give her the award.
Thank you, Les. There's actually a couple awards that we get to hand out today. The first one, like Les mentioned, is the very first ever Golden Egg Award, and it's presented for to individuals that go above and beyond in helping not only the campus, but the Center for Learning Technologies in furthering their mission and their goals. And so the first award goes to Amy Ellman.
You really let James do this?
Here,
Look how.
here is your golden egg.
Here's your color.
Here is your certificate. And so specifically what Amy's being awarded is her work on working with Brandon and Rebecca and other members of the Center for Learning Technology team in identifying where our gaps are in our online programs. So those that we identify as being fully online and those that are really close to it. And Amy put in, as usual, an inordinate amount of work in a quick way and an efficient way in helping Brandon get the information he needed. So thank you very much, Amy. There's one more award that is going to be given out today. This award is, first of all, it's all in jest, so keep that in mind as the award comes, but this is the Rotten Egg Award. And so we have the Golden Egg and we have the Rotten Egg Award. And this is given primarily to individuals that are in deserving of a little call out every now and again. And this award is presented to the director of the Center for Learning Technology, Les Balsiger. So come on up, Les. So Les gets the Rotten Egg Award, the first one, and you can come up and look at it afterwards. The first Rotten Egg Award, and it was identified primarily for a couple things. Les responded all or replied all to a campus-wide email, so it went out to everyone. Right?
Not as many as Senior B did.
And also for this one just came up. I just barely said. So this is actually presented on behalf of Dr. Tim Cochery, Dr. Rebecca Reese, Brandon Puglia, and Laura Sigsbury. Signed the award for the Rotten Egg Award to Leslie. And also this one comes up. We didn't have an opportunity to get it on the award itself, but for the editing that took place in the original invitation for the Center for Learning Technology. So there was technology. Yeah, blame me all you want. Blame me all you want. So, editing, right. But anyways, so congratulations to Amy and to Les. Thank you.
That is a lot of fun. I do take it, Jeff.
I know, that's it.
Thank you. So, if you want to look at it as technology, have something to eat, we invite you to do that. We have demonstrations going on here and back there. Please ask any of us any questions you have about any of the technology that we have available at the campus, which is plentiful. Okay, and this works for staff as well as for faculty members.
Thank you all for stopping by today. Thank you
We
so
really
much.
appreciate it.
Thanks for putting it on, guys.
And make sure you put your name in the drawing.
Yes, I signed it.